Beep. All right.
Welcome. All right, we're live.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a cool episode. People are messaging all of a sudden, oh my God.
What?
Seriously. I'm not sure. I just reinstalled Windows yesterday.
Okay.
And I think what's happened is before where I had all the messages turned off, the notifications, they are no longer turned off. As we started this there's some discussion that has started occurring about a friend of mine's birthday.
Okay.
He's turning 45, and yeah, it's right now. So anyway, you might hear me going ding, ding, ding a lot. That's
perfect.
Yeah, great timing. So how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing very good.
Yeah.
It's been a week. Like, you know, a lot of people have weeks. We knew the summer could be so busy, but it's doing. Yeah. I'm feeling really good about it. So,
like, what you been up to?
Ton of stuff, all developing. Doing a lot more Flex development now, which is
I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to find the clock and set it.
Oh no, that's cool. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it's actually right there. Go ahead. What's Flex development?
I guess it's Adobe's and Apache's kind of language for cross-platform stuff.
Okay, so you're telling me this, and I sent you a link, which was kind of dickish, but
no, because I agreed with that. I think I responded with good because they have a Flash browser.
Yeah, I sent you a message saying, well, you know, they are saying Flash is done now for good.
It should be killed.
Yeah, I remember.
You got so many apps now. Like, apps are the best place to do that stuff.
A lot of the stuff, yeah. And I remember dealing with Flash, wow, way back in the day, and hating it.
Yeah.
Just hating it. It was the worst thing in the world. It was, to me at the time, the interface was like 3 different types of media management smushed together in the most inelegant way.
And then there was like a timeline, and there's like, what is going on?
And then there was a level of coding that you had to put on. It just was messy as hell.
So Flex is a little different. They've gotten rid of the design view completely. There's no timeline.
Okay.
So it's called Flash Builder, but I'm not really doing anything flashy. I'm trying to build a couple of cross-platform applications that are going to work on PC and maybe app.
Cool.
And the back end, the programming, it's all ActionScript, which is fairly portable, and it's pretty good.
ActionScript is interpreted language, right?
Yeah.
Yes, got that one. Points. Yeah. Okay. So I got toys today.
What are they?
Okay.
Let's see them.
Okay, I got to get toys. I got some complaints.
Okay.
They're not all complaints. Okay, so I have my favorite. By the way, today, just to be clear, this isn't about toys or Edge development. This is actually an episode on Microsoft HoloLens. It's been so long since we've talked to you that we have all these things. Yeah. I have things. Do you have things, Simon?
I got things, but they're all in boxes. I don't know. That's the best way to describe it.
See, I've been prepared. I've been bringing the things down to my desk one by one over the last couple of weeks. And be like, yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's that. I want that there too. So this, dust it off. This bitch.
We're all adults.
This is my 6-axis DualShock 3. Okay. And it's red. And I wanted the red one. I was really, really happy that I got the red one. This is like, I don't even have a PlayStation 3 anymore. I gave it away. But this controller I'm keeping because it works. Right? It's an old controller. It's a red controller.
You can get a dongle for like $20 that'll allow you to use that as a joystick on the PC, right?
I did not know that.
And it's a PlayStation dongle. It's thing. So
USB.
Yeah, USB. It's like, it looks basically like the dongle that used to come with the old headsets for the PS3. Remember that thing you had to plug in?
And this will go into, I guess. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look for that then. Okay, and again, back to my point. It works. Okay, this is like I don't know how old. All right. So one of the last times, by the way, this is super light. Okay, one of the last times I went into the store, into like I don't know, one of those buy games stores, I got this. Okay, which is the 20th anniversary.
Oh, nice. Okay, that is nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it great? It cost me $74 Canadian. Okay, isn't it great? And I downloaded the wallpaper to match it,
Yeah.
and I don't even think this thing made it 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pissed. I keep on charging it and hoping that it's going to come back to life. And I think I'm at the point right now where I'm accepting that it's a dud, and I'm at the past the warranty point anyway.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So there's a pile of e-waste at the other side of this desk.
Mm. That's one of them.
Yeah, that's where that's going.
That's too bad.
All right. So
Sony, what are you doing?
I mean, come on, right? It's like the three PlayStations dying within months of one another.
Mm-hmm.
My friend is. I talked to her about it, and hers is fine. So I hope that keeps up. Okay. Now,
I have one.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, what you have one?
I have one that's veering to the left, and I have to just deal with it. It's like one of my blue ones, and every once in a while I'll be playing, and my guy will just go, "Hey," and then so I'm just like, "All right, well," and it only happens every once in a while.
A controller?
One of the controllers, yeah. The other controller, Sony, has a bug in it that if you use it to start the PlayStation in the game, it'll reset your settings. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Because what you're supposed to do to reset your settings is, I think you're supposed to hold down L1 and L2 or R1 and L2 or whatever, and it resets. But this controller just does it because
that's not right. I don't like the controller. Do you have it like? Do you have tape on it or something?
I just put it away. The blue one is the one that veers to the left. The black one is the one that nukes your settings.
Well,
Sony is very lucky they make good games.
I know. The games that I've been playing lately are insanity. So, and they're the old games, like what we were doing with Battlefront. It's not old, but it's Battlefront.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the latest game though. It's just a good quality game.
It's a really good quality game. So I'm looking for the Battlefront 2. I'm actually good at this game too. So I appreciated a lot of the first-person shooters these days. I get, you know, I'm of an age, as are you, that when we get online, we get a little bit insulted sometimes. I don't know how you can keep up in Grand Theft Auto.
You got to be smart. You can't be fast. That's the rule. You're never gonna outfast the kids, man. You just got to be smart.
They're like
sneaky. That's right.
Did you see what I had?
Do you remember Top Gun with Michael Ironside? You got to be more experienced. You can't be faster than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the guy's like, what, 52, 53?
It's my horrible analogy. Yeah.
No, but I get it. So this is what I have.
Oh, what's this? Oh, this is your this is the Viewmaster.
Yeah, it's the Viewmaster.
Right.
So the only thing that I didn't like about it, so there you go, and you would scan right there. Okay. Okay, there. You'd scan there with your phone, and then it'd be like, okay, he's using the Viewmaster, dun, 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 and you would advance, right, or get that target again right there. The only thing that didn't work on this was if you look at the sides, there's no place for audio to come out.
Oh,
so yeah, it was kind of an oversight. And it sucked. And then I was mentioning to you the way that it did the augmented reality. So I don't know if you can see there. You can kind of see my hand behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the part where you could see through when you put in the discs.
Okay.
And it would put things in places and spaces and stuff like that. So I think that's what this is the other thing. So I know this is me. This is all games.
Do it. Yes.
This is all games. So, okay, my PlayStation. I've been complaining about it because it's like it's loud.
Oh, is it getting to that point where it's like the fans are running all the time?
Yeah, but I'm always wearing headphones. I have to wear headphones to play the PlayStation, and I keep on telling people this, and they're like, "Well, why don't you blow it out with there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, right?" So I took it down the other day. I went to the electronics store. I forget what it is. It's like a flea market of electronics.
Yeah.
And I got a can of air. Beep, right here.
Yeah.
So I got a can of air, and I have the PlayStation mounted vertically because it looks so cool. Right?
It does.
Yeah,
it really does.
Awesome. It's an amazing piece of, it's like architecture. Yeah, it's like 2001 kind of Space Odyssey. Yeah.
2010. That's the other one.
I don't know if I like that one. I was like, what? Did I get the year
No,
wrong?
that one was horrible. And the theme intro was like disco. It's like Stanley Kubrick's vision. The opposite.
Oh, I got to finish watching Full Metal Jacket. Anyway.
Such a weird movie. Anyway, so.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm not going to rip on 2010. This is not what the show's about.
Yeah, but actually it is. So, so I took it off the mount, right? And I'm spraying it. I'm spraying in the back because there's all the vents in the back. And I just don't understand. And I haven't understood how the air goes in and out the same, intake, outtake. I don't understand how it's the same. And the only vents I can see are in the back. So I'm spraying by where the CD is that goes in and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, I just don't understand, but it's clean now. And then right before I went to put it back on the vertical stand, I realized the grooves that run all the way around it, right? Half, like it bisects the PlayStation horizontally.
Yeah.
Those grooves along the sides at the bottom have air intakes all along.
Yeah.
Okay. So by using this vertical stand, I was blocking half the air intakes.
Yeah, I can see that too. I'm painfully aware of that kind of stuff because as some of our viewers will know, I worked in data centers for years, and if you block intakes there, welcome to Firetown.
Yeah,
your server.
So that's why, like, I would just start in for Battlefront, for example, any game, doesn't matter. It's just starting it. The thing goes it's super loud. Okay, and then I will tell you the next thing when we get back from break. Is that it? And then we can start with the
subject. Yes, let us.
All right, here, let me bring us into a break, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not actually what I meant to do. Okay, this is officially a break. Slideshow. Slideshow. Primary monitor. Okay. And then present. This is too difficult. All right.
Open mic.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, my slideshow wasn't set up properly. I apologize. That's again from me having the setup, having to reset up the computer. So the slideshow. I'm still looking at this for a sec. Custom slideshow, resume slideshow. It better be resumed. Okay. Okay, I don't care about that. Simon, why isn't this just doing what I want it to do?
What is it doing?
Oh, I understand. Okay. It's not letting me set up the slideshow. So basically what it is it's in a weird mode right now.
Okay.
And the weird mode to me is just basically because it's not in the mode that I left it in last time. So I wiped the computer a couple of days ago because it was giving me some weird errors. And quite frankly, on a Windows machine, it's a lot easier to just wipe the computer, especially on my Surface because it's an SSD. It's a lot easier to just wipe the computer than actually troubleshoot. So, I mean, good on Microsoft.
With Windows, I mean, it's kind of good practice to refresh it every once in a while. And it's not detrimental. It's usually actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, and the new...
Yeah, this has been like a thing for years. Like, everyone's like, you know what? Every once in a while, just reinstall your computer, get your data.
Fine.
Yeah.
So in Windows 10, they have that in there, right? You can and all your data stays in the same spot. They wipe out the registry, they wipe out all the files, reinstall everything, and then all you have to do is start installing your apps again. So if you screwed up, like, that is just the best in the world. So this is advancing still? Oh yeah, this is advancing. We're still in time, I think. This should. I'm going to advance it one slide. I feel like I don't have timing in here properly. Okay. Well, there's 2 minutes remaining. So, yeah. Okay. So then there's the other thing that I had. If you're talking about SQL, Primordial, then we had. What was the last thing right before we went to break?
We were talking about PlayStation airports.
Airports?
No, the ports with the air, the flow. This is my flow.
Oh yeah, the spraying it out.
And signal, yes. Hey, that stuff's really good for killing wasps, by the way. If you turn it upside down, don't do it now. But if you turn it upside down and spray it, you just kill a wasp in like 2 seconds.
Like gonna freeze it, right?
It flash freezes it. It's like, no muss, no fuss, die, you horrible creature.
All right. Okay, we got 40 seconds remaining. So I have to bring us into break more smoothly next time. I think we're back.
I believe we are, yes.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Yeah.
We're let's talk about we're going right to the HoloLens, right? Or are we doing AR instead of
today is you keep on going to AR.
I do. I'm obsessed.
Well, we'll get there next week. Next week is
you know what? Okay, here's my thing. Is there anything else other than the HoloLens for AR right now that's consumer facing?
Yes, absolutely, and it's in the notes. It's in today's notes.
Are we talking about the Google stuff? Because I don't even Google Glass 2 in the enterprise. I don't know if I really even count that yet.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
but HoloLens is the closest to being like ready, living room ready.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Let's go through the top. I don't think so. And this is why I have to end that presentation so I can see my other screen.
Are you putting your presentation up?
No, the presentation was the break.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a whole thing.
Yeah, no, it was a whole thing. Getting into the presentation was a whole thing. So, okay, so yeah, I'm actually looking at the notes that as usual, what we're trying to do with you guys and for ourselves to make sure that we have this show prepared is we set up some notes ahead of time as we go through and do research, and we're looking at different articles, find different things that we might want to talk about, and I will, or Simon will, release the notes through pretty much all the social media channels that we use right before the show. So about an hour or two ago, I updated the notes, and anything that we come up with in the show that's not in the notes, we add to later. So if we remember.
Yes.
That's the thing. So yeah, the whole living room thing that you just said, we had up until a couple minutes ago, I was looking at reviews on Tech Radar. So up until a few minutes ago, I had a $3,000 price point on this. The kind of people at Tech Radar actually have a listing here on Amazon for the HoloLens in Canada versus the HoloLens in the US. In the US, you can get it for a lovely fee of $2,750.
Yeah.
Canada, that's actually almost the exact reverse. It's $7,500, right? $7,499.99.
Yeah.
Right, because that penny counts. Yeah, so that's a little bit more than, first of all, the exchange rate.
Yeah, I guess what is the justification behind that from Amazon? Is it demand or is it?
I don't know. Like that could go on at any point in the channel, any point in the supply channel.
Yeah.
Like, do they just think that the developers are primarily in the U.S. that they're going to be looking for? So why bother? And that would give you, that would give you more, just less units. So then you get to your supply, yeah, less units allocated to Amazon Canada.
I guess.
I think if you were actually going to use this stuff in Canada for research, I don't think you'd be paying that much money for it. Like you'd have to have some other channel in to Microsoft.
What's the other thing here? Every time I go to Microsoft.com, they switch me to French. For no reason.
Yeah, I was having that with Microsoft and a couple other sites. Evernote did it, and I'm like, dudes,
you know, I'm not
French.
There's nothing wrong with bilingualism, but it's
I speak it well enough to know that this is French and how to find the button that says English in French.
You know what? I can't see it off the top. I have to go and put in ENFR or ENCA.
And the actual.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. But.
Oh, I think I'm pinned. Yeah, it's pinned. Oh, hate that.
Skype for business surface. What I'm doing right now is I'm at the Microsoft store and I'm looking to see if you can buy it right from the store for more. Or less.
So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but the price on this one is like way ridiculous. So they're getting people to develop for it right now. Yeah. And I think the interesting part about it was basically who's doing what with it. So, and that's where the section, we have a couple of things in the paid links section, as well as the HoloLens section. So there's two playlists in here. There's the HoloLens playlist, which is really interesting. That's specific to the HoloLens. And then I included, Simon and I put in the Google Tango project. Interesting. It's not entirely related to what we're doing today, but it's something that you might want to look at and is kind of in the same sphere. So I included that. So we have the HoloLens. Do you want to talk about what it is or how it works, or
the Microsoft HoloLens?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of knows, but let's. From my take is that it's basically going to be. It brings virtual objects into reality, right? So basically, if you're, how do you say this? ThyssenKrupp, the elevator maker.
ThyssenKrupp.
ThyssenKrupp. I'm going to say it wrong forever.
No, don't worry. I don't even know that I'm saying it right. I was hoping for a different name when we went to go research it because I know this case.
Yeah,
this use case, and I was like, Otis. Why couldn't it be Otis Elevators?
Yeah, Otis.
Like that, right? Like, Otis, not ThyssenKrupp.
I like saying Otis. It makes me feel like Lex Luthor from the old Superman movie. Otis, get over here. Anyway.
Yeah, so the ThyssenKrupp, what we have in here are a couple of use cases in the videos that show how the HoloLens is used. The overall configuration of the HoloLens, basically what you have is a heads-up display. It's kind of massive. It's kind of sexy. So when you're looking at the post, you can see what it looks like. It's just this white kind of screen.
Yeah, there's a great video on it. And the great thing about these videos now is at one point this would have been like sci-fi, bamboozling, or it'd been like, oh yeah, that'll be here sometime in the next 25 years. This is reasonable. Like, they're going to be able to do this now, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, they have these things in people's hands. So one of the use cases was with the ThyssenKrupp people. They got this number, that number, the other number down. But really what I'm interested in what they did to get these improved results. And they implemented the HoloLens in the production flow. In their service calls. So when people got there to do the service calls, they knew exactly what was wrong in the first place. They had online support with specialists somewhere else in the interwebs that could help them. They could assemble parts and look at the schematics right in front of them, and everything is a heads-up display. and you could talk to all of it. And of course, this runs on Windows 10. It was something that really excited me about this project. It is integrated with Windows 10 also is a great big deal about it, and that kind of lends into the Google thing that we'll talk about in just a sec. So that was the ThyssenKrupp thing. Which ones did any of them stand out to you?
Let's go through this list again, because I think I've seen all of these videos. There's the Microsoft Build 2017. Let's see. Wow. Hololens Explained, Mixed Reality Partner Program was pretty interesting. Is that the HoloLens demo at Microsoft Build 2017? This is one of the interesting things, is having telepresence.
Oh, yeah, they had the 4 of them there, and one of them got beamed in.
Yeah.
And was like waving his hands, and they turned him around. So there were a couple like that were really interesting. That one, the guy comes out, and he has a HoloLens on. They all have a lens on. So there's a co-presence. Even though, well, even though one of them is technically not in the room, the co-presence, the HoloLens creates a co-presence situation, and it feels like for all of them, all 4 are in the room. So that's really powerful technology. That's a hologram in terms of HoloLens.
Yeah,
I think later on we can get into the difference between what a HoloLens is and what is augmented reality, which is why we keep on saying augmented reality for this this segment. The other one that was really cool was the telepresence, where they recreated the whole room.
Yeah, that was gigantic to me. I thought that was killer. There's a lot of setup to that. I mean, it's obviously, you got to have a room to do that in, for starters. It's like, I've got a huge house here, and I don't really have a room that would be my VR room per se.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm Bruce Wayne. So
that's totally fair. And the way I saw it in terms of an application, so what this is really is Microsoft set up a rig where you can go in, you put your HoloLens in, and there are certain spaces where there's chairs, for example. So there are 5 chairs. So if you sit in chair number 3 and someone with a HoloLens somewhere else sits in chair number 2, and so on and so forth, but everyone sits in a different chair, then when they put their HoloLens in, it'll be similar to what we described before. You'll all seem like each other are there in the meeting.
That's amazing.
Now, where I think this really comes into interest in business use, and by the way, Simon and I believe, Simon, you agree with me, that HoloLens is primarily a business product.
Yeah, I think so. It's nowhere near consumer per se. Like
I don't see people really going around and shooting little demons in the air with it. So the idea behind this to me is when you go and you need to rent conference space for something large, for a boardroom, for a board meeting where you have 15, 20 people, and you don't have the space. Most companies don't have a boardroom for that kind of space.
Yeah.
So, sorry, a boardroom with that kind of space. So having companies where they have these rooms sorts of set up already and can link people. So you have one in London, one in Tokyo, one in New York, one in Toronto, one in Vancouver, one in Montreal, Edmonton, Calgary, Halifax, right? Saskatoon, you get one too. So does Winnipeg, right? That's an opportunity there, right? And so you can bring. It's kind of like, to me, I think it was like Star Wars.
You could probably run a whole business just installing these things at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I have an interesting take on the telepresence thing, because
what's that?
I was working at a certain I guess I don't know if they're .com or financial company, but anyways, we had a big board meeting. One of the players moved, and he was out of the country or somewhere, and we had because we're all geeks, we had a robot with I guess his telepresence was a robot, but I think we only used it once. It was a saucer separation for us. But if you when I say saucer separation, everyone has to understand we're talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation with huge fanfare. Like in the first 2 episodes, they're like, "We must supper at the saucers." I don't think anything was even going on. I think Picard was just
no, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
but they put all the people in the saucer, and then
Ferengi, we got to
get part of the ship.
Yeah. This is a drill, and then they did it again once with the Borg, and then that's. So that was a lot of engineered spending for nothing. But anyways, that's what I'm talking about. Basically, that's like it's super cool, and you never use it. So this was like the robot thing. But
wouldn't
with
this also
augmented,
be a sudden duck?
I think so. What the hell? It's got like thrusters on it.
I think the full turn torpedoes come out of everything else I think comes out of the main part of the ship, the vat, like where the photon, the warp coils are and everything like that. So I think they're just leaving them alone with like slingshots and pellet guns.
Nothing. All the civilians get on this big target. We're gonna take off,
and we're gonna just like, okay, bye, peace, right? Yeah.
See you later.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Simon.
So, anyways, now that we've got that out of the way, an AR version of that would be much better. Like if you had your key player there sitting there instead of staring at you from this stupid looking robot, it's 10 times better than, that's actually it. I mean, it's better than having, a big screen with your face on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody sitting,
like Sheldon in Big Bang Theory.
What did he do?
Well, I will tell you when we get back. Just give me a little bit, and we'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Open mic. 2 minutes. All right. Awesome. Well.
Yeah, I have to get into this a little bit more elegantly.
I will sort it out. Yeah, that whole first season, we're lucky there was a second season of The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the first season again? It's like, oh my god,
bad. I'm trying to get through it, and it's really bad.
Yeah, it's like Riker has no beard.
It's so bad. So okay.
David's annoying. Anyways, yeah.
David is super annoying. He put on a mustache or something at one point. Come on, guys.
He didn't get into his groove until second season. Easy.
We have Google Link to win 10. So what I'm doing is taking notes from now on as we go through, so that we can get back to the points that we had. So we were talking about Google Link to win 10, and that leads into the Google. Sorry, the HoloLens and link into Win 10, but Google has the same types of units in production right now. Google's units don't have the full heads up as what the HoloLens is. So the Google unit is more for manufacturing and bringing up documents and stuff like that, where the HoloLens is a lot more immersive. The HoloLens range of vision of the hologram is about 40% right now, though.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So for all of that stuff, it's 40%, but you can take Skype calls in there, all that sort of stuff. So that is the cool.
That's still powerful. Having a thing, I think anyone who's worked in any sort of like mechanical technology field knows that if you have to take your eyes off something, you can lose focus on it right away. If you're looking at something over here and you're still looking at the part right here, or wherever it is, that's great. That's awesome. I wish I could do that with my motorcycle, for example. That'd be awesome.
So, like in reference to writing things down?
No, just like in reference to having materials, your reference materials and stuff in front of you. Because I'm trying to rewire my motorcycle right now, and it just makes no sense to me.
Oh, in terms of the heads up.
Yeah, the heads up display. If I had the wiring diagram right there, and I could look at a wire and then look at that at the same damn time.
Okay, we'll bring that up. We're coming right back. Yeah, I get it. You have an application, you have a use case for it, right?
I already do. Yeah, I could start using that right away.
Yeah. So, and I can share my next surprise.
Oh, cool. What is it? Well, you're gonna tell me after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. You'll find out when everybody else finds out. Okay, Simon.
All right. Fine.
So pushy.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm advancing this, so we have 40 seconds left.
Okay.
I'm getting a little bit loopy. 23:40. Yeah, I'm feeling a little.
Oh, that's late, dude.
Yeah, because we started late.
Mm-hmm.
Like we started late.
Yeah.
And then you went off to make breakfast, or straight dinner with everyone.
Yeah.
So that was late. And then I want French fries after this. So I'm gonna go away.
Okay.
And then make French fries. So let's try and make this the last one. I want French fries.
Yes. Let's
French fries
how are we gonna wrap this up?
Okay, well, how did we start it? Oh, just a sec. You know what? We'll start it the way we started it. Just a sec. All right, hi, welcome back.
Hey, we're
if
back.
You were lucky enough, you got to hear us over the break. Only some people get to hear that. The people that watch live. So
Yes.
I think what we were doing just now was Simon and I were. Well,
I think we're still pending the Enterprise D.
yeah. We were
right.
talking about some issues with the stopper saucer separation and how it just didn't make sense, like as a thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this, which is super.
Okay, let's see.
Yes. Incredibly cool. So I know everybody has one. We all know what it is. Fidget spinners. You spin it around. My sister actually asked for a video of me playing. So oh, you can't even see it. It's above my thing, right? Yeah. So she wanted to see a video of me.
Oh, is that a lighting one? Is that one that lights up?
No, it doesn't light up so much as it's glittery and glowy.
That's pretty nice, man.
So then what I did also is when I was cleaning the PlayStation, I got a can of air. And when I came down here, I realized, hey, I saw YouTube where they got one of these things going really fast.
And that's how?
Yeah.
Like an air compressor, like an actual big one, industrial one.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. It sounds like it's running.
Yeah, it is just going so fast. There's a breeze coming off of it, man.
I've got some canned air and my get up and it's spinners.
I am just glad that didn't chip the screen.
I gotta be blunt. There's a lot of blowback about fidget spinners, but for people who can benefit from them, probably even myself, if I was using one right now, I'd be
I was supposed to say they are for apparently ADD or whatever, and then as I was waiting for you on this one, because what happened is, what's the time? Okay, we're starting time now. So what happened is Simon went away and we started late. So while we were away for a period, I was just playing with this. I was like, I can be doing something else, but I was just playing with it. And then I looked at it. I was looking at it. I'm doing all sorts of things with it. I'm like, and then I looked at myself and saw how entranced I was by this stupid thing. It's just like,
just don't do it in public.
Right?
That's right.
Okay.
So
I have another one coming from. Oh, dude, that's what they do in Starbucks now. Instead of writing scripts, right? They play with their fidget spinners.
It can't be a thing. No wonder there's blowback.
It's not a thing, but that's what's coming. So I have one coming from Wish, so that'll be another 5 months. So that one's metal.
I like them. I've been using something similar for years. Like I've got a yo-yo, I've got pens, but I would totally play with that if I was.
Did you say pens?
Yeah, pens. You do the.
Oh yeah, I never got good at that. This one I have a feeling I'm going to be able to do tricks. If there are tricks available, I'll be doing tricks.
You got to do the bounce.
I just think of the Brooklyn bounce. I don't get it. All right. So what did you have? I meant to write it down. I'm trying to write these things down. It works better, but yeah. When I take this a break, I'm like,
Okay. So where did we leave off here? We left off at I was talking about the use case for AR.
Your motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm working on my motorcycle right now, and there's you know, I've done some technology stuff in the past, and the motorcycle's got a lot of wiring on it. And I wish I could have a reference in front of my face instead of in like a book from 1982. That would make my job. I could probably get that done in 30 minutes rather than the 4 hours I know it's going to take me to pull all these pieces apart and figure out what the hell's going on.
So what is the process like right now, and how would you think AR could make it different?
All right. Well, the process right now, AR in this case would take some development, obviously, but let's pretend.
No, not like developing AR. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
That
I mean, like
the AR application that you can just imagine exists.
If I could imagine it and it would exist, I could have basically the electronic schematic in front of me. I could show the unit ideally what I'm looking at, and hopefully it can figure out what it is, and it can tell me where it goes. That would be wild. That would be awesome.
All right. So
and most of these things have identifiers on them, like easily readable numbers.
Yeah, and colors and codes and stuff like that. Striped wires.
Yeah, because right now what I have to do is I have to look at it, and then I have to look at my book from 1982, and then I have to, or it's 84 now. And I have to go back and I have to figure out what the
because that's when the book's from. The bike is from. Okay.
Because the last owner did some
old
stuff.
bike. Sorry, but
that's a 30+ old bike, man. It's an awesome bike. But it's it would, like, I'm going to be able to do it. It's just I would rather take half an hour to do it than half a day. I think that's the difference.
So this is where I kind of look at the whole Google Glass thing, which came up before, and we were like, it's gone. It's not gone. And the HoloLens.
Yeah.
And the Google Glass, so Google Glass 2 is back. Just so everybody knows, Google Glass 2 is back, and we're going to be covering it in the future. I'm going to create a section for it. It is in use. So Google Glass was in use in production. Google Glass 2 is in production, and that's looking like where it's going to stay. I'm not entirely sure that it's going to stay there because they still do have a commercial division. So, sorry, a consumer division.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, not a commercial division, a consumer division.
I thought they mothballed that, but
no, they didn't. So the ones that they have now, it's basically faster, lighter, this, that, the other, all the ers that you need to make something more appealing. And they have it deployed already. So it is on manufacturing floors. It is in biotech. It is in operating rooms. It's in all sorts of places that they have this technology. And pretty much when I asked you, for example, what that app was, they have that app, right? There's a number of apps for it that allow you to bring up whatever information is necessary for what you're doing and deal with things with audio and with visual. And then you have the HoloLens, which is a much robust system. So for someone like you, in your use case, like what you're talking about, I think the Google Glass is fine. I don't think you need the HoloLens to do that.
No, I don't think so.
Right. Unless
the HoloLens might even get in the way because it's just so big. Like it's just
huge. You know what though? Check out the videos. This is one of the things I really liked about it. It was the guy, the Tyson Krupp video has the guy doing this. So he's looking at it and it's all going, and it's all very that's the sound of holograms, right? That's what they do. Yeah. So he's doing this and he's satisfied with the information he's received, or at least he seems to be. And he goes and he takes it and slides it up. So he still has this head mount thing on it, but he's now slid up the visor so he can actually see without the screen in front of him. I thought that was a really cool way to deal with that whole thing stuck in my face all the time kind of.
Yeah, that would do it. I mean, I can also imagine it would also get really hot, like the whole unit. Think about it.
I think it's too big. So like it does look sexy.
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah. And I mean, it's great. It's great for Glass. Google Glass just looks dumb. I hate to put it that way.
It does. It's such a useful thing. Like the prism that they brought out with.
Yeah, it's great.
The prism that they brought out is much better than their old prism, like their old glass. Everything is much better. It's bigger. It's just it just doesn't look that great. But when you go into the manufacturing, when you go into biotech, when you go into all of these other places, it doesn't matter if it looks great, does it work, how easy is it to deploy, how expensive is it to deploy?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, those are the things you're looking at, right?
You're not sitting in a copy shop with a glass
no,
on it.
You're not. And so that's where now I don't know. There's going to be this other project
eventually. I can imagine. Think about it more like Snap spectacles. Have you seen those?
Which I have to get my hands on. So they have these booths popping up. Because they're AR. Now, so you got me into AR about that. And I'm like, no, Simon, it's not AR. But I guess that was one of the things we were talking about too.
That's more like Strange Days kind of thing.
Oh, I feel.
Have you seen Strange Days?
Yes. Yeah.
I was so torn about it when I saw it in the theaters, and I watched it again. I was like, you know what? That's not terrible. It's not a bad movie. It's also not a great movie. But it's
okay. So for those of you who don't know, Strange Days it's a movie about, among other things, what's interesting to us in this context is Strange Days. People hook themselves up to machines and record their experiences. And then you can then go and play back the experience as somebody else. So Simon went on a roller coaster, and it was really awesome. And then he can send me a file, and I took it up to my head, and it would be exactly like I went on that roller coaster. And that's actually the closest, in terms of living technology right now, to what the HoloLens would provide when you have that room rig.
Yeah, right? You're recreating basically. An experience,
a whole experience. And what that would do, and again, check the videos out for this because I put one in there. It has Microsoft setting up a room and recording everything that happens in the room, like in the same way that this event right now that we're doing, this hangout, is being recorded, and only it's in 3D, and they can scale it up and scale it down.
Yeah, you could scale it down so the whole room
reverse and whatnot, right? And one of the implications that Simon and I were talking about is, okay, well, we have these boardrooms and things are said.
Yep.
Like, do minutes always keep these things? No, they don't. So introduce some AI to the situation, right? And that does the minutes, and then record the entire thing. So this is just how I think about corporations. In business, but those meetings that are done on business time are property of the business. All of those ideas are property of the business.
Everybody's getting paid. Usually there's contracts around that stuff too.
Yeah, so that's something that I would be wanting to archive if possible. So there would be value, I think, in storing some brainstorming sessions where like things may have got booted out or something like that. So that's one of the things that I like about it. And again, imagine having a brainstorming room.
Yeah.
That had this rig in it.
That would be the danger room. You'd go in and you'd hang out in the danger room. Remember from X-Men where you're gonna do danger? But
nope.
Be the same kind of thing.
I want to like X-Men right now. I really do.
This is classic X-Men stuff. I don't think they've ever shown the real danger room.
Okay, because the stuff that's the movies, because my experience with X-Men is largely through the movies, and the movies, there's this whole Jean Grey thing that I just don't get, and I refuse to get it.
No, don't worry. Just don't even bother. If you
like, I know the characters from before and stuff like that.
If you're not like an X-Men fan, just don't worry.
Yeah, and I accept the fact that you have to reboot universes and not everything's on the same timeline, and it can be like a soap opera in a way, like, the son goes away for 2 days and comes back a teenager, like stuff like that can happen.
Yeah.
But it's just there's a limit. There's just as well as that. There's a limit. There's only so much I can take, and they surpassed that.
You almost have to watch them in reverse order and then not watch X-Men 3.
That was it, though. That's exactly it. It was X-Men 3.
X-Men 3 should probably be, I don't know, erased from the record 1984 style. That would be my request of the world.
Okay, so you can tell we're nearing the end of the show when we totally go off. And
Yeah,
we
well,
started going off, but
Mhm.
so 1984, when certain things occurred in our time, being
yes,
around
certain
January
things.
19th, 2017.
That's right. Which I call the beginning of the Great Weirdness.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, just a sec. So there were a lot of people that said to read Handmaid's Tale, which has become a movie or a television series.
Oh yeah, I heard it's, well, it's actually 2 movies.
Okay.
The television series is supposed to be really good. The original
And then,
is good too.
Okay, well, I like their outfits. And then there's 1984, and I started reading 1984. I can't do it, man. It's hard.
It is. It's a hard read.
I need to get back to it. Like I've read a bunch of really difficult social books and stuff like that, but this is just it's very rough on me.
Well, it's also reasonably doable at this time as well. There's even a prototype. Like North Korea is a prototype for that entire society. It's like they read that book and said, "Yes, do it.
This is what I want."
Yeah, that's right. This is the manual right here. But yeah, and I mean, I think what we're closer to now is what's his name, Huxley's Brave New World. We're real close to that.
Yeah, and have those are basically the 3 that are on my list. Friend Chuck gave it to me. I gave him a list of books of like 20 books, and then he said, "Okay, well, these are the 3 you need to read," and a couple other ones that weren't so timely. So, yeah.
The crazy thing now is science fiction is almost obsolete. We're getting there.
Well, yeah, I want to talk to you about the vroom vroom beep beeps because of the amount of disruption, but neither of us are going to have any, which sucks. But just it's something that's going to just backhand industries. What do you see it?
Yes.
It's going to just destroy jobs left, right, and center.
Truckers.
Truckers. Like
here's my thought is that I don't think that's going to get rid of all the trucker jobs. I think there's always going to need to be a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more the pilot's more there for liability. The trucker's now a liability dodge more than a person that does a thing.
And then you also have, though, like for driving, and I'm not even including the AI in here, but you do have the AI parts for driving.
Yep.
You have the oil industry, some of which Shell, for example, Shell is putting in stations now, EV charging stations.
Oh, really? They're getting into it?
Oh, yeah. They started stuff like 5 years ago. But it's not
good for them.
EV charging stations, which was the sort of thing that we were touching on last week.
Yeah.
Really, that I think, like from the design point of view, first of all, where you're using VR a lot of the times now to do your prototyping, just like you'd be doing 3D printing, which is something that we want to look at also. And then augmented reality, somehow I can shoehorn it into fitting into the production schedule,
right.
or that. But yeah, there's just so much that'll get ripped apart.
Oh yeah.
So
we should probably cover UBI at some point.
What's UBI?
Universal Basic Income. Which is a good idea.
Ooh.
When robots take all our jobs, instead of becoming road riders, which I'm going to do, I'm going to need a mohawk and the whole shoulder pads.
So are we going?
Or you could just give everybody UBI.
Well, I think we're doing. Oh, you live in Vancouver. I think we're going through a sort of trial for that.
It would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think Quebec has something like that. I'm not sure.
And I know I think people are really torn about it right now because no one can figure out if it's a good or bad thing, and no one can figure out how where this productivity and money is going to come from. But then what you got to realize is robots are going to be doing almost everything soon.
Well,
and that's not hyperbole. It's like happening right now around us.
Yeah, and the AI that goes along with them. So I always wonder, for me right now, because I'm always educating myself, what do I do next? And in knowledge work is the best thing for me to do is be one of the people that actually goes through and designs the systems, because that's what I've been really good at, is designing systems and analyzing systems and then doing the work to get systems going. Like that's what I do. That's what I've done in marketing. That's what I've done in IT. That's what I've done in projects. Like web development, e-commerce stuff.
That's one of the things that I moved away from too. Is remember how I used to be a systems administrator? That was my career for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm a developer now. The reason I am now a developer is because I saw the road coming where systems administrators, you could probably cut your staff in half, maybe more, through virtualization, which has happened, and it's great. But I didn't want to be a systems administrator in that particular environment where I'm always battling with the next automation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I totally do. So for me, I'm finishing my CAPM. Sorry, no, I have my CAPM. I'm finishing my project management certificate.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing, it's a toss-up, but it's probably going to be business analysis before I start the degree. Because I've done business analysis. I have been trained in business analysis, but it goes really well with project management. The two match one another. And I've done a lot of it. So anyway, to the evening, to 007, and I think this is our first official show. Our last one was, all of our other ones were official shows, but this was the planned coming up party.
Yeah. So this is working.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to do another video game show soon, which may or may not have a topic. It may just be us crashing into trees.
Yeah, it seems like for the amount of people that we have right now, 15.
Yeah.
Somebody canceled. I'm going to find out who you are.
It's not me. It was Finnegan.
Yeah. It was Finnegan.
I could see that. I don't like this, Dad. Click.
People seem to like the video gaming, so I like that, and I like that they liked it streaming. So what Simon and I are going to do is push them through Twitch and YouTube. So what we were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
and then
we'll have one perspective on Twitch and one perspective on YouTube. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and one of the things that I learned, Simon, is that we have to adjust the party volume because it's difficult to hear you.
Oh, okay. So I'll boost that. I was using the PlayStation 4 camera that I got for $20. Did you?
Were you getting your audio from the PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe not.
I'm gonna see if I can get.
That works. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's what it was, because it was really difficult to hear you. Anyway.
All right.
Party on, Wayne.
Yes.
Okay.
Party on, Garth.
Yeah, and I will see you here. Well, I'll see you other places, but I'll see you here next week. Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.